To call to order this April 5th, 2022 meeting to order. Would you please rise with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Lloyd? Here. Ms. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Strome?
Here.
Ms. Willenbecker?
Here.
Mr. Reddinger?
Here.
Mr. Kliskevich is working, and Mr. Sykes is not here.
Excellent, thank you. At this time, do I have public comment on agenda items?
Dawn Knoll, 123 State Street. Bear with me here, I didn't rewrite what was written. I'm in front of you again on behalf of the Friends of the Middletown Community Pool. I see that the pool is on the agenda. And I want to take this time right now to offer our assistance as the Friends of the Community Pool to the borough once again and see the community pool open again this summer. Our goal has been to raise funds to offset the cost of operating the pool. We have, as I told you previously, we have established a functioning nonprofit and are more than willing to offer our recommendations as well as our assistance. However, without your assistance as the council and encouragement in the community, we have difficulty encouraging our fellow citizens to contribute to meeting the necessary obligations to reopen the pool. We are not competing with the swim club, but want to see the pool, a pool, available to the children who don't have the financial means or transportation to another pool. With that being said, we are asking and recommending the following. 1, allow the borough to move forward with hiring of a manager, making it a condition of employment that the individual meet the necessary educational certification. 2, minimize the cost to allow our group to meet with community-based organizations to operate the snack bar. 3, allow our group to work with borough staff and provide recommendations. 4, make a public statement that the Friends of the Community Middletown Pool will be partnering with the borough to raise funds for the operating costs to manage the pool. We are more than willing to roll up our sleeves to solicit for funds. In closing, please do not create unnecessary obstacles, but allow the community to work together to provide recreational opportunities to the less fortunate children in our area. With that being said, I know that we're having issues hiring the manager based upon the fact that they don't meet the qualifications. We also looked into how much it would cost to train somebody. $300 is the training. 1, could we make it, we would pay for that training, and once they passed it, they could become it. Or 2, we're always sending our guys and asking our guys for our own employees to get more education. Why couldn't we use one of our guys, send them for training? It gives them more certification and more qualifications on their backgrounds if they were ever to go somewhere.
That's a good idea. Thank you. Other public comment on agenda items?
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Deem, 17 Clinton Ave. It's been a while since I've been to a meeting and said hello to you guys, so how's it going? Thank you. It's been about a year since my wife and I moved to Middletown, and I just want to thank everybody for, again, making this town a really great place to live. We've had an awesome, coming up on a year of marriage here. It's really been a pleasant experience. So in regards to the agenda item about the community pool, I just wanted to voice my opinion. First of all, just thank everyone who had a hand in making the repairs to make it possible to open up the pool this year. You guys said you would do it, and you did, and I really appreciate that. And I heard you guys even were able to utilize, was it Public Works, to come in under budget, and that's really commendable. So thank you so much for making that effort. Now that that money has been spent on repairs, just as a resident, it's important that that investment in the property be translated into a benefit to the members of the community. And so I know you guys have been working very hard to make sure the pool opens this year, and I'm just here to support you guys and say, please keep going, keep pushing, and if there's anything that we can do as a nonprofit, the Friends of the Middletown Community Pool, I know that there's about a dozen of us who have been meeting once a month in the bitter cold, in the off season, and have just brought so much interest and just real energy to the whole subject. So while we are happy to support, you know, the effort financially, please know that we're here and we want to help in any way that we can. Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Louis Whittle, 1073 North Pine Street, Middletown. I, too, am a longtime resident of Middletown. And I just want to share and again, I commend the nonprofit from doing what they're doing, trying to save the pool, and I'm part of that. Last year, as I went through Huffer Park, I seen about 15 kids that were swimming in Sweater Creek. Dangerous situation, especially for young kids. So I would hope that you would provide a safe environment by giving us the opportunity to open the pool this year to see if we can fulfill the obligation that we set forth to do that. Because the worst thing could happen is have a young person drown in the Susquehanna River because of our neglect. So I would ask you just to think about what it is that we're asking you to do for us, for this community, for the young people in this community, so they have some activities that they can partake in this summer. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Other public comment? Okay, seeing none. Agenda item number 1.
That's the approval of the meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve council meeting minutes for the March 15th, 2022 and March 26th, 2022 meetings as submitted?
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Miller, second by Councilor Strome. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose?
I will be abstaining.
Motion carries with 1 abstention. Thank you. Agenda item number 2.
Do I have a motion to approve payment of bills as shown on the accounts payable list dated March 30th, 2022 for the period of March 11th, 2022 through March 30th of 2022, and to ratify approval of such bills already paid and to authorize the appropriate officials to take required actions to make said payments?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilor Willenbecker, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments on the bills? All in favor? Oppose?
Aye.
Motion carries with 1 no. Agenda item number 3, we will be skipping. Agenda item,
I'll just let you know that we're moving past that one because the person who was going to present made a mistake and they're not a Middletown resident. They thought they were because they lived in Londonderry and had a Middletown address. So that's why we're removing that from the agenda.
thank you for the clarification. Agenda item number 4.
We have a motion to authorize the reduction of Woodland Hills Phase 6A 10A letter of credit STB 390 in the amount of $376,639, which leaves a balance of $293,482.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilor Willenbecker, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 5.
Do I have a motion to authorize the transfer of $28,000 $22.18 budgeted for payment on the fire pumper truck from the general fund to the fire apparatus safety fund.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Counselor Willenbecker, second by Counselor Miller. Any questions or comments on the transfer?
Mr. Convener, could you repeat that amount, please?
That would be $28,022.18.
Thank you.
Ken, is your mic on?
Sorry, was not.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 6.
Do I have a motion to authorize HRG to develop a comprehensive park plan in the amount of $39,882 using funds from pooled cash to be transferred to the general fund?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Counselor Willenbecker, second by Counselor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in, Counselor Lloyd?
I just want to go on record to say that I will be voting no because I don't feel that spending $39,000 for a park study at this time is in the best interest of the borough and its residents.
Any other questions or comments?
May I make a comment just to note that for us to continue improving the parks in Middletown, we would be pursuing grants under the guidance of DCNR, for example. And this comprehensive park plan would be a requirement for us to seek funding. So to spend this money allows us to gain money in the future for our parks.
Would, Mr. Kleinpeter, would the pool be bundled in that as far as that piece of infrastructure?
That could be determined by council, You can probably want to establish, I think we did establish a committee to meet with them. And we did say that we'd be interested in looking at all things.
We did,
With a priority on looking at some new and unique issues or types of park things that we could do for people of all ages in town that might draw people to this town from outside the area. Was kind of a general.
Good. Thank you. I have a motion, second on the floor. Any more questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose?
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 7, we are going to be tabling to gather some more information on. Agenda item number 8.
Do I have a motion to advertise ordinance 2022-1391, establishing a no parking area on Sage Boulevard in the Woodland Hills development?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Counselor Miller, second by Counselor Willenbecker. Any questions or comment on the no parking? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 9.
Do I have a motion to approve the VFW's request to hold a children's Easter event on April 16th from 1 to 3 p.m., closing the last block of Pike Street and providing police coverage for the event?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Willenbecker, second by Counselor Miller. Any questions or comments on the Easter event? All those in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 10.
Do we have a motion to award the RFP for sidewalk repairs to the low bidder, Shope Excavating, in the amount of $19,585.50?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Willenbecker, second by Counselor Miller. Any questions or comment on the concrete project? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 11.
Do I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2022-4, approving the disposition of equipment as noted on Exhibit A?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Willenbecker, second by Counselor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? I'm sorry, Counselor Lloyd?
No, I'm in favor, sorry.
Motion carries.
Before, I was raising my hand for Mr. Charlie, sorry, before you go on, I'm sorry, Ken, for the motion for the VFW,
Yes.
did you say, they were asking for police?
They were. And,
Because the request says no.
I'm sorry, maybe I misread it.
No, you are correct. He came back and said that they had always given them like a police escort.
Okay, so the motion is right, this is,
The motion was right.
okay. I just wanted to clarify, because when I looked at it, when you were reading it,
I'm sorry, yeah.
no, that's okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Agenda item number 12.
That's our recycling grant. Do we have a motion to authorize applying for the Department of Environmental Protection 904 recycling grant?
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Miller, second by Counselor Strom. Any questions or comments on the recycling? All those in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 13.
Do I have a motion to approve simplifying our annual reporting of the American Rescue Funds by submission of public safety payroll and benefits?
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Miller, second by Counselor Strom. Any questions or comments? All the, Counselor Lloyd?
I'm sorry, can you, explain that a little bit, please?
Yes, we received American Rescue Funds, and we earmarked or identified a number of projects in order to receive those funds, or after we received those funds. And we recently learned from our auditors and others, and talked to the county people, that we could save ourselves some money in reporting and eliminate some possible pitfalls of reporting and timely reporting by reporting that the rescue funds will be used toward the public safety payroll. That then would allow simplified reporting that would meet the requirement of the federal government without any costs or any, third party helping us do that, or potential problems of messing it up and having to pay money back. So the plan would be then that the proceeds would be identified going to payroll, but the budgeted money would drop then to what we call the bottom line, where we could use that for our identified projects, such as the stormwater management project we talked about. We've already spent some money, like fencing and so forth. So just to make it cleaner, make it simplified for staff and less costly to worry about an audit.
All those in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 14.
We have a motion to enter into an agreement with, well, maybe we want to have a little discussion first. This is the pool update. The update, you've heard some people in the audience talk about the pool and that repairs were made. We're in a position where it is ready to open. However, we received 2 applicants for the aquatics director job, but neither of those candidates have the Department of Agricultural certification to handle and apply pool chemicals. That's an integral part of running the pool, having somebody on staff, not on staff, but at the pool to make the adjustments and record those, as well as to take samples and test them. So, with that said, some weeks ago, we reached out to some other sources, the Parks and Recreation Association through Nate Deagle at Mara. We've advertised on Indeed. We've called some other application services in, like CapCog and so forth, but to no avail. So our Public Works team reached out to some pool management companies. There was one in the Philadelphia area that no longer comes this far west to do management, but we did find one in Maryland who did give us an estimate to operate and manage our pool at an estimate of a little over $149,000. That cost is approximately $50,000 over our budget. So that's the position we are at today. That's the update. So council's pleasure, how you want to move forward. You want to, any questions? Maybe Matt's here. He can, you know, and Greg are here. They did their due diligence on these management companies. This estimate of $149,000 is not a fixed or certain cost. It's an estimate that could go higher depending on what they run into.
What did we, Mr. Kleinpeter, what did we budget for?
Well, it's about this is $50,000 more than what we budgeted for.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's in your packet
It-
there. 90,000 is what we budgeted as far as anticipated revenue. And I'm sorry, let me,
Oh,
I should have that.
I have it
there.
too.
It's
Here,
okay.
There it is.
We got it.
What we have in our estimated expenses in the budget is roughly $164,000. So that would leave an estimated loss at 74 if we were to get our own employees and run it ourselves. With a management company, the management company from Maryland, their costs would be $149,350, their estimated cost. And we would still be responsible to hire people to run the concession stand, buy the concessions, pay the insurance and the maintenance, which totals a pool expense of about $217,820, leaving a potential loss of $127,000 on this season. Now, I say potential because we're using these numbers based on some historical stuff, only running at 1 year on revenue. More people could join this year, we don't know. Less people could join, it's, you know, we just don't know. So it's an estimated number there.
but a good estimated
Right,
number.
it's one based off our first year running the pool.
I would like to talk a little more about the training. Is that what's missing from the two candidates?
Yeah, they don't
The
have the
training that
certification.
Dawn
It's not
mentioned?
training, it's a certification.
A
What's
certification?
involves educating yourself, taking a test, and passing it. You get the license. But you have to remember now that they're not going to have experience doing that. They're just going to have a book knowledge and license. So it isn't somebody coming in with experience in applying and adjusting chemicals. It's somebody who passed the test. Two different things, you know? I mean, they go hand, the best,
I understand, but if someone has a certification,
they can
they're
all,
certified, they're qualified
that's right,
to
I'm
do
just
the job.
addressing your
I understand,
comment of
yeah.
training.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, they're not going to have the training.
Well, we did have two candidates. I don't know if it's worth going back and talking about, I don't even know the schedule of certification. I don't know when it's available.
It's online.
It's available online to complete. This is me. I voted to open the pool last year. I know not everyone did, but because I voted to do that, I would like to feel that if this is available, that we help pay for it, or we say it's a condition of employment. I wouldn't mind trying one last ditch effort to see if we can't find an employee. I know everybody's finding a tough time to fill whatever job position. We all walk into businesses that are hiring for everything. I don't, you know, I know it's a competitive thing, right? Everyone wants to open their pool this summer, but I think I'd feel better if we just made sure that our two candidates might be available if this training option was explained to them, condition of employment. Maybe we pay for it, I don't know. All I can say is I'm intrigued with that, not knowing much about it, though.
That's very fair points. With that being said, the council would need to talk about, are we going to try to hire the other staff individuals such as lifeguards, concessions, or are we going to outsource that? What's people's thoughts?
Well, I know we're behind the 8 ball a bit because usually the aquatics director then, didn't they do the
They
hiring?
did the training,
They did the training
did
and the
that.
hiring, so.
lifeguard certification training, yeah.
They also had the Safe Surf certification that some trying to do concessions.
For concessions,
So
yeah.
there's additional certifications required.
And we did pay for certifications in the past.
Yeah,
When they took certain things, I think we even paid for the lifeguards, the
Mhm.
1 year, just to try and get lifeguards in. I think that's gonna be just as big of an obstacle moving forward.
well, this
Trying these lifeguards.
$7.50 per hour is, I mean, I think that needs to be significantly addressed. Who's working these days for $7?
Mhm.
It may just be simpler to hire the management company.
We need to, yeah, that, and that's why I kind of wanted to get the conversation going, and I asked
Yeah.
for it to be on the agenda, is because we really are running, against the clock here for sitting on our hands.
Yeah.
We need to know, what are we doing? Are we hiring our own people? Are we hiring a management company? Or are we, taking the pool in a different direction? Definitely, all three are tough decisions.
Yeah.
Everybody knows my stance. I was very vocal on the pool. I'm definitely a huge pool supporter. I actually met the media down there and told them my plans were to open the pool. But we do have some significant hurdles and
I know we
decisions to
do.
face.
I know we do.
Yeah, I mean, there's no guarantee that the person you select to go take the test passes it right away. There are some people that fail those tests the first time around, have to schedule to take them again. So then, that just answered,
Delays.
question to your time frame here of getting the pool open.
Ask a question.
Yeah, go please.
Sally. So when we were talking last year, we said that the estimated amount that the pool would be in the red, I thought was like 30,000.
Yeah, there was additional work added into the budget this year, for 2022. So if you look at the numbers, the wages are up 3%. There is a 20,000 maintenance and repair budget in there.
Okay, so last year budget season, we were projecting being in the red 30. We're now projected to be in the red 74, and that's before we even address Mr. Redinger's point, which is you're not getting people for $7.50. What would this number look like if you paid people a more competitive wage, like?
15?
That's in your packet. Is
I
it
don't
in
have
your
much.
packet?
No, we didn't get into that scenario.
Oh,
What's, Mayor, on the back there, still here.
okay.
We did, but it's confusing, and it's really subjective. We don't know if it's going, what the multiplier is going to be. That's just guesswork.
It is guesswork. But I think probably if you even look at like the American Pool Association website, lifeguards are going anywhere from $11 to $15 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And what does this number look like then, based on that?
I'd have to calculate it out because I don't know how many hours off the top of my head. But there would be a significant increase.
My suggestion is you want to do it, you hire the management company, time frame, and then liability. If they have people that don't show up, they pull them from somewhere else. We don't have that issue of trying to.
We just have
recruit-
concessions at
recruit
that point.
Train lifeguards, we have concession. If people want to volunteer to work concessions, that's a savings then. But I don't know, that's a legal
I know what
question
you
too.
mean.
Can we use volunteers for that? In a borough operation? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What, how soon do we have to notify the pool management company? Like, how
Matt,
much
can you give me an
time do
idea?
they need?
He had, explained to me the other day when I touched base with him that they're just about at their max of pools that they're going to manage for the season. So I'll, I don't know what that means, if they'll take 2 more or 12 more or no more. He also said that the going rate for the areas that he's seen for lifeguards, you're looking at 16 to 18 to get someone to come out and do it.
I would imagine a bare minimum 15. I mean, that was like,
Well, they could flip hamburgers for 15. So
I know.
if somebody to sit in the sun, yeah, they're gonna really enjoy pool work, and it's gonna be 15 or more.
Sally, I'm sorry, what drove the number from 30 to 74 to?
There were increases in maintenance and repair work that needed to be done, increase in wages, and I'm not sure what the other piece
Okay,
is off the top of my head.
Chemicals went up, I think, too.
I think
In chemicals?
significantly, actually, it's at 25,000, which seems high.
That pool chemicals definitely go, I own a pool and they are outrageous.
Uh-huh,
The
Yeah.
management company said about 40% they've gone up for the chemicals.
What
uh-huh.
does it mean, Matt, I mean, it seems kind of like a blanket statement, price would increase if additional chemicals would be needed.
If we would have a leak or we lose water for some reason, let's say the pool gets contaminated with, someone gets sick in the pool and we have to refill it with 253,000 gallons of clean, untreated water, that chemical usage that was not part of the regular routine, whatever it is, they will bill us for those. For pools that, I don't believe our pool leaks, I don't know, but some pools leak like a sieve, and the more fresh water you put in it, the higher your chemical dosage has to be.
So those examples that Autumn gave last year where she said if somebody had an accident in the pool, we're gonna be hit each time, because that's not considered customary.
Right.
If you just, as an example, just took the guard wages of 30,800, and that's at how much per hour, 750?
Yes.
And just doubled it. To get you in the
To
range.
get
that
in
you're-
the-
To get,
mhm.
to get you in the range that you're talking about, then you'd operate at a loss of 135,000.
Yeah, it would be more because we're already at a loss of.
You're looking at the second option. I'm talking.
Oh.
He's saying 74
Oh, if we
plus
ran it,
30,
I see
plus
what you're
another
saying.
30.
So we're almost even if we're going to do it. We're going to hire somebody to do it number wise.
104.
Although you have some unknowns with, what Matt just mentioned.
We may have to purchase some additional safety equipment. I don't believe there's an AED at the pool. We'll have to purchase an AED. The pool management company specifies numerous things that we must provide as far as safety equipment. And AED would be one of them. I don't believe we have a backboard down there.
How do we
They
not
have
have
a
a
list of things that we have to purchase and provide as well.
Hmm.
What is this line that says manager supplies?
I think
For $800?
use that if we
I think
needed.
that's 8,000.
It's 8,000.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at that.
Yeah, without Autumn to explain it, I believe it was just miscellaneous office things for maybe a water test kit, that sort of, I don't know what breakdown it was, but I'm assuming it was kind of the catch-all for
I can go back and look
day-to-day
and see what was
things.
in there.
Oof.
Were the numbers for the, aquatics director similar to years prior?
Yes. With a 3% increase.
Councilor Strom, do you have any thoughts or suggestions? Either way. I'm just,
Yeah.
Councilor Miller, any?
No, I understand the wisdom of that. It's complicated. Oh, my. Dawn, may I ask more about, I didn't hear all that, your thoughts about the concession stand. Do you mind? Yeah.
So when we first met back in October, we had discussed about the concession stand because we looked at the paperwork that we had. And I will tell you, the numbers that you have from prior years are not correct. We know that for a fact. So when you look at the concession stand and you look at what was put out and what was brought in, we had asked that potentially could you have nonprofits come in and do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because the nonprofits could come in, make a profit, but we weren't paying them. We weren't buying the food. We weren't supplying them anything. We weren't paying them, and they were getting the food. We had also discussed food trucks.
Mm,
That if you or the borough gets in contract with one, that food truck is down there, you don't have to buy anything.
mhm,
You tell them, look, you can come down here, you can organize with them,
yeah,
you may even get a profit from them.
mhm, mhm. Mhm.
Good points. Very
Yeah.
good points.
The only thing I think with that, if I could add, would just be the gate people would have to be diligent, because you're having people leave the facility to go out, and they'd have to, either do a
Do a
stamp or
stamp.
something.
Visitor
Not hard.
badge or badge,
Something to-
lanyard, I'm sure you'd get a lanyard.
Mhm.
It's not hard to buy a stamp that you change every day. All pools do it.
Right. So Ken, is that what you were saying, a nonprofit is essentially volunteer-based? So we would have to see if they could operate the snack shack?
I don't
It's a
know
legal
from a
question.
legal perspective with insurance and, injuries, that sort of thing, how we would handle that with
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the food truck's a better option. They're gonna have their own insurance, have their own equipment, have their own training, have their own,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did have, the first year we took it over from Olmsted, we did have a young lady injure herself there and, and then we had the workman's comp thing and I don't know, but that was her as an employee. I don't know how that works if somebody injures her, like slams her hand in a door like this happened, if it's a volunteer in our building.
Yeah, and then you're also responsible for if they food poison somebody and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Cause you're,
Hmm. Liability.
yeah, but food truck sounds like an idea that kind of offloads all those, a lot of the risks.
Well, the $1 million question is, do we want to act, or do we want to act tonight, or do we want to act on our next meeting? But I feel that we need to act this month if we're going to.
Yeah.
Um,
On behalf of the committee, we're asking that you please do something, because we have letters ready to go,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and we don't want to send anything out and have to refund money.
Right.
So this.
Are you referring to fundraising?
Yes.
So this body needs to make a decision if they want to go left or right tonight, or do we want to wait till the next meeting and maybe get some more information from this pool management company? But I believe we need to make a decision either this meeting or this month. We need to make a decision
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
So even if you eliminate the concession line item altogether, you're still 115,000 in negative, which is more than 3 times the amount you were negative when you voted to open it last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the conundrum. Yep.
It is definitely it's a tough decision. It is definitely a tough decision.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. Does anybody have any thoughts of do we want to act on this tonight, or do we want to act on it at our next meeting? Even though it's a business or a workshop meeting, we can still put it on the
Right.
agenda.
Maybe Scott or Clue have to say, maybe they have something that we didn't think of.
That's a very good point.
Just, make sure when we're doing it,
Mhm.
everybody has
So is
Mhm.
he would like to see
Okay.
if Mr. Councilor Kluskevich or Sites has any input. So is everybody okay with putting this as a voting item on our next meeting?
Okay.
Is that fair to do,
Yep.
even though it is a workshop? And Mr. Miller, can you definitely lock an answer in if we act that night, if they'd be able to take us? Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and thank the residents
Thank you.
for coming out in helping us with these decisions. It is, yes, really appreciated. At this time, is there any general public comment? Mr. Still?
At a recent meeting, a citizen suggested about the agenda, that it was kind of lacking information. And this is, you have public comment on the agenda before the meeting, but there's really not any information on the agenda that would help anybody ask any questions about what's on the agenda. There's an old agenda there, and they had, whatever items are on the agenda, they usually have a tagline or something on it. And, I think you should adopt that, type agenda.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion, so thank you. Any other general public comment?
Michelle Reed, 448 Grant Street. I would like to know why we didn't accept Bill Baldwin's resignation. And I'm going to email each one of you to ask why it wasn't accepted and why there was a termination instead of a resignation acceptance. So, and I also want to know why Mayor Curry didn't discourage Mrs. Miller from voting on Saturday as far as for Mr. Wright, as he had done before in January 19th, 2021.
As solicitor, I'll just say there's absolutely no legal reason for her to have to recuse herself.
I didn't say she had to recuse herself. I'm asking.
No, I am saying to the community, as a solicitor, that that's the law.
Thank you, Rochelle.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'd like to know for the record, I'd like to know how a member of the public knows anything about something that was discussed in a closed-door executive session. That's something I'm a little curious about.
It's a very fair point, actually. Any other general public comment?
And Grace, I hope that you put her question in the record, because that's verifiable. She just asked about a document we discussed in executive session on Saturday. How does she know about that?
Well, it's
When the-
fair.
when the-
I can tell you how I found out.
Look, I'd love you to give me the answer. Talk to Bill Baldwin.
You want his phone number?
Oh, I have his phone number. So that's the answer? Is from Bill? Is that your answer?
He said,
Okay. I guess you didn't read the full letter to you then.
I read it.
Oh, you read it?
I know about the letter.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
And you consider that a resignation letter?
Are we having a question and answers?
Well, you asked me a question. I'm going to answer
Are
both
we
your...
are we
I
having?
will
a
do that
question?
with you. I'm trying to be respectful.
Are we
about it.
allowed
Did you read the
I
whole
don't
letter?
Comment on
wanna do this.
personnel?
You don't want to do it. You asked me a question. Okay.
She's already got it and brought it up, but
Okay,
I'm done.
thank you.
should be,
Do I have a motion to adjourn? We will be going into an executive session to discuss personnel and potential litigation. We will not be returning.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.